I know nobody likes the videos I do on the Cutlass. It's not a popular series of videos I've done. They get very few views, but I don't really care. I like documenting what I do. Maybe it would be helpful to one person or interesting, I don't know. So a couple of years ago, when I got this car, when I got it, it was a real mess. It barely ran, and huge water leaks. The floor was rotted. The interior was all moldy and disgusting. It smelled really bad. The body, the car had sat outside for 9 years or something in the guy's driveway. So put a lot of wear and tear on the body. The clear coat failed on all the, well, except the trunk lid. But everywhere else, the clear coat's peeling. It peeled completely off the roof, off the hood. And the trunk lid got spared, but it's got some pretty bad rust bubbles. So it's no good anyway. And yeah, so there was some rust bubbles up here. It was just superficial, so I sanded it down and painted it, but I never really finished it. I've got sanding marks and primer. So I'm just going to try to clean this up with some 1000 and then start moving on with sanding this down and try to do a little blending to make it look a little bit more presentable. This car is, it's a real beater. It's never going to be a real nice car, but it runs great. And, for a 30-something-year-old car, it's still kind of cool. Just got some soapy water. Just trying to get some of this overspray off. Probably not the best time to do this in direct sunlight, but I got a few minutes to spare, so I'll give it a shot. Some pretty bad scratches on the side here too. Looks like it was maybe like keyed or something. All over here. Here. This is the bad side. We'll try to see if I can get that out too. I'm not sure if it goes beyond the clear coat. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna do a little 1000 there. See what happens. So even though this clear coat is peeling, it's still very hard stuff, and sanding through it by hand takes forever. So I ended up getting out the DA with 120 grit and just sanded down that bad transition. I got a little bit more I got to do here, and same thing over here. So definitely going to be doing some paint touch up, and I will show you that after I get this all cleaned up and taped up. Oh yeah, for the key marks, I mean, they're still there. They're really deep. They go right through the clear coat. But I ended up using 600 grit to try to blend it down, and then 1000 grit. So I don't really have too much hope for this. I mean, hopefully if I polish it, it looks better, but it may need to be repainted as well. So I got everything mostly taped up. It's really not a good day to be painting because it's really windy. And so I got this filler primer because I'm lazy. And after the 120 DA, I just went over it with some 400 by hand, and hopefully this will fill in a lot of the sanding scratches. I don't know what I'm going to do down here because these scratches are really deep. I have to try to fill that with something. I don't know if the filler primer is going to actually be enough, but I'll try. Getting overspray all over the roof again. I'm trying to cover that. really blowing everywhere. Okay, so we did the filler primer, about 3 coats. It went on real rough, probably because it was instantly drying because it was in the direct sun. So then I sanded it with 400, 600, and 1000 wet. I sprayed down here to fill in the scratches. They're still kind of there, so maybe I'll do one more coat of the filler primer down there, but everything else is sanded, ready for the final coats. Okay, so for the top coat, we have the Rust-Oleum Gloss Black. Alright, don't stand too close, I want you to get the fumes in your face.
Wait, I don't want to turn white. Oh, it's black.
Yeah, because the car is black, remember?
Yeah, but I thought it would be white.
Yeah, don't stand downwind of the paint. The wind is not our friend today. So it's the next morning. Some of these scratches were really nasty, really deep, so you can still see them through the filler primer and the paint. So then I put all this glazing and spot putty. And, you know, I wouldn't recommend this. It's probably the wrong way to do it, but this is just what I'm doing. I have $0 invested in this at this point, so just trying to make it look better. I know it's not going to be right, but it was pretty awful with the scratches and the peeling clear coat. So once it's all said and done, if it looks better, I'll be happy. Not making a show car here. So just giving this a couple of minutes. Dries really quickly. Give it a light sand. I'm running low on paint, so hopefully I have enough to get this finished without running out to the store. So I sanded the putty with the 400, the 600, and the 1000. And I'm just going to go right over it with the black because I have not much black left. And I start going with the primer, I'm going to need more black, whatever. So see how this goes. Once it's all done, I'm going to have to probably wet sand it. Maybe a higher, like a 1500, and polish everything. Hopefully try to blend it. Give that a few minutes and I'll do probably one more coat. All the paint touch-ups are done. Gonna let it dry overnight. Tomorrow come back and probably sand with 1,000 and then 1,500. Try to smooth it out, knock down the orange peel, and then yeah, then we'll do the buffing with the cutting compound, and should be pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be better than it was. Okay, so I actually started this video a really long time ago, and my goal was to get it all finished before releasing it, but I'm not going to do that, and I'll tell you why. And you know, like I was saying, it can't look any worse than it was. Well, it might actually look worse what I did. So I'm just really disappointed with how this spot touch-up came out. I mean, I guess if you stand really far away, like across the street, and squint your eyes real good, it looks okay, but it's just pretty horrible. Like blending areas that had clear coat with no clear coat, it's just really obvious how bad that is. And the paint, I put the paint on real thin on this area, and when I was trying to wet sand it and polish it, it kind of just bled right through. If you see this in this, it doesn't look too bad in the shade, but if you see this in the sunlight, any areas that I use the Rust-Oleum black, it's really brown, very brown compared to what color is on the car. And you know, my polishing, I don't know, I think I need to go for a finer grit sandpaper, because whatever this was, 1,000 or whatever it was, like trying to polish it just doesn't work. You just see all the scratches. And in fact, I got so disgusted with it that I just had to like cover up the car, get it out of my sight, because it was really bumming me out how bad it came out. So weather's cooling off a little bit, so I really want to get back to it. And I think what I'm going to have to do at this point, there's really no turning back. I think what I'm going to do is just repaint the whole side, and I'm going to use an actual spray gun this time. Hopefully get some better results than the rattle can. I have a quart of Rust-Oleum black. I think if I do the whole side, it won't be as noticeable, that it, even if it's a slightly different color than what's on the car. And you know, what's on the car is not great. I mean, let's be honest. The car really needs a complete paint job, but just want to try to get it looking decent enough where it doesn't totally gross me out. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and this is more of like an epic fail video, a video of what not to do to your car. And then hopefully the next video I do on this will be how to fix it, and maybe not so much get it done the right way, but get it done decent enough where you're not embarrassed by it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and look for that next video. Hopefully I get it going within the next week or two, if I can. But you'll be sure to see the video when I'm done. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.